The movie ends on a cliffhanger, a spinning top. Will it fall over, or will it keep spinning? One means that our main character is awake, the other that he is still dreaming. The top wobbles a little bit, and then we cut to black. The movie is over. The suspense is not relieved.
There's a cut to black. I skip out of the back of the theatre before people catch me. And there's a very, very strong reaction from the audience.
Inception is a disorienting thrill ride about thieves who steal information from inside people's dreams, called extraction.
This isn't gonna work, wake him up.
Or insert new ideas into their subconscious. Inception. Dom Cobb, whose surname can either mean spider, as in cobweb, or supplanter, as in one who replaces, is a dream thief.
I know how to search your mind and find your secrets. I know the tricks.
He is the best at what he does.
You want my help? You're gonna have to be completely open with me.
But as the story goes along, we learn that Cobb is compromising his own work by unconsciously projecting his late wife, Mal, into the dreams where he is working.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I thought you might be missing me.
And this projection of his wife, which represents Cobb's repressed guilt, is working against him and his team. Cobb, no longer trusting himself to know the layout of the dreams, recruits Ariadne to design what they refer to as the mazes for the dreams. In Greek mythology, Ariadne helps Theseus escape from the labyrinth and the monster that lived within its walls. By not knowing the maze, Cobb is hoping to keep Mal, whose name means bad or evil, from finding his team and killing them, which will wake them up. We eventually learn that the reason Cobb knows Inception is possible is because
the idea that caused you to question your reality came from me.
he tried it once before on Mal when she was still alive. They would dream together, literally, and in these shared dreams, they were extremely content. So content, in fact, that she didn't want to return to reality. She began to believe the fantasy. To get Mal to choose to return to reality, Cobb had to implant the idea into her subconscious that her world was not real. This worked, but unfortunately, the idea didn't end when she woke up. She still believed her world wasn't real, and that death was the only escape. On one level, Inception is about going into people's dreams to steal information or plant ideas. But on another level, it is about regret, and the things we've said to the people we love that now we wish we could take back. Cobb is haunted by his guilt and tempted by his projection of Mal not to return to reality, but to stay with her in the fantasy forever, essentially losing his mind. But Cobb recognizes that fantasy is not better than reality.
I wish more than anything, but I can't imagine you with all your complexity, all your perfection, all your imperfection.
And is not a replacement for it, but is in fact inferior to it.
You're just a shade. You're just a shade of my real wife. And you were the best that I could do, but I'm sorry, you're just not good enough.
He remembers that he and his real wife did everything they promised each other, and even grew old together in the world they created in their dreams. By finally choosing to let Mal go,
I have to let you go.
Cobb will not become what he fears.
An old man, filled with regret, waiting to die alone.
He is able to let the fantasy version of his wife go because he cherishes who she was in reality, with all of her complexity and imperfections. The job is completed, and Cobb is allowed to go home and be with his kids. He spins a top out of habit, but it doesn't really matter to him now, because from a story point of view, he has successfully completed the job, resolved his guilt, made peace with his past, and been allowed to return to his children. All of the loose ends have been tied up. His mind is no longer spinning with guilt and regret. The spinning top will stop. Cobb has returned to reality, but it cuts to black because this spinning top is not really for him. It is for us.
I was telling you my story. I guess it wasn't to your liking.
We are being reminded that we have one more layer to wake up from. We have been watching a movie, basically, in a dream state, while the director, Christopher Nolan, has been attempting Inception on us.
We live in the real world, we deal in the real world. And that's the point about reality. Reality matters. It won't be transcended. And in the great tradition of these speeches, generally what happens is the speaker says something along the lines of, you need to chase your dreams. But I'm not going to say that because I don't believe it. I don't want you to chase your dreams, I want you to chase your reality. And I want you to understand that you chase your reality not at the expense of your dreams, but as the foundation of your dreams.
He has been planting the idea that we cannot escape reality, no matter how much we may wish it. Reality will always be there in the back of our minds. Our dreams do have value, but only in the real world with real people, where we can implement our ideas and work toward making them a reality. And that is the moral of this story.